Happy Brownlow Day, boys. Yes, the highlight of everyone's week right now. Sachin, Kedge, and myself, Tommy, with you for what, about an hour or so? A little bit of chit chat.
Yeah.
Fancy it, boys? Fancy
Hello,
a little
hello,
chit chat?
hello.
Hello.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Why are we once again having to do this via the medium of online video chat recording? Why are we doing it this way?
Okay.
Who's not around? Because I'm at home. I'm at home. Waiting for
Kedge is
you
at
boys.
home. We can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Usually it's me, the one that's sort of complaining about, not doing it together and doing it over this. I don't really like it. But this week I'm actually away. I'm not in the country, so.
Can you tell everybody where you are?
Of course I can. Yeah, I'm in Dubai.
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't know if you've been a bit James Bond about it. Like I'm on a secret mission. Like I know.
There is no secret mission. It was just I had a bit of free time, so I thought, let me get away. Well, to be fair, I did have a bit of free time. Then I didn't. And then I kind of made myself have a bit of free time because obviously I was meant to be working with you know who. Oh,
so is this what? Yeah, right. So rewind back only to last week, and you were telling me, Tommy, I've had to deal with Kedge every day. I'm working with Kedge because Sachin and Kedge are working together. If you've been listening to the last few podcasts, Kedge is working on like doing kind of social media-y, online-y, videos-y stuff. And he got you involved to do his basically what sounds like his donkey work, the work he doesn't want to do, right?
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
It's not in every company, you've got that guy. You've got the guy who wants other people to do the work. He's got all the ideas. Oh, he's got ideas. He's always got ideas. But other people have to make those ideas happen.
Can you not reveal that I sit there with my chappals on the desk, with my feet up on the desk, picking my teeth with a toothpick?
No, I'm going to stop you there because do you know what? The last 2 weeks, I've got to say, the amount of work that me and him have done, it's been crazy.
We have bashed it out, I'll tell you that.
I think we've run a whole department, two of us.
But is it appreciated?
Well, I know he appreciates it.
Well, I've been sitting in the office waiting for him, and it's like Tuesday. I've only just left the office, and he hasn't turned up. And now you're telling me you're in Dubai?
You're missing your little buddy. Your buddy's in Dubai.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like Starsky and Hutch. If Hutch is not there, then Starsky is just Starsky. It's not the same vibe.
Yeah, Starkers and Crutch. You could be yours. Like
absolutely.
No, my name's Satch.
Starkers and such. So you're in Dubai. What are you doing? You DJing? Formula One.
I just had a bit of time off, so I thought, why not come out here and see the family?
Very nice.
Yes, of course. Your brother's there with your hubby.
It's really nice. It's a really nice time to be out here. The daytime temperature is 40 degrees, and I heard that it's been torrential downpours today.
We are currently broadcasting from Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
It didn't just rain today. It rained 6 times today. Do you know what I mean? It goes stop. It was like interval hit class of rain.
Wow. Yeah. So anyway, I came out here on the weekend. So that's it. I've just kind of been chilling in the sun and not really been doing much. I've been doing stuff, but what have I missed back at home? Because I feel like when you go away, you just kind of you're a bit lost.
Well, first things first, you're going to be devastated to know that you're missing out on all the celebrations across the UK right now for Lata Mangeshkar's birthday. It's Lata's birthday today.
It's going to street parties.
It really is.
And I'm surprised. Yeah.
28th of September, Lata Mangeshkar's birthday. Miss Mendi Laga Ke Rakhna, Miss Kabhi Kushi Kabhi Gum, Miss Tujhe Dekha To, Miss Lag Ja Kale.
What was that? Jesus.
Yeah, so high. She sings that. She makes Balak Muchal sound like
she's not. Can I?
She's Barry White.
Barry White. Unbelievable, the same person.
Oh, I love it. She's 92 though. I mean, she's just ever going, isn't it? She is literally the Bessie Duracell battery. She's
the queen.
Going.
It's the queen. She's like the royal family. It's like the royal family. Her and Usher are just obviously like still going strong at their age. The only people that live to lives like that are royalty. Is our Queen Mother here over So she's the equivalent.
Yeah, and on her birthday, I thought I'd bring you her top 5 Gujarati super hits that she is. No, I'm joking.
I was like, oh my! I thought you were serious.
I have got
to leave the call.
It was a little bit like driving past a car crash because I was like, oh no, I don't want to, but I do. Tell me, what are they?
I don't want to know.
Brilliant. I loved it.
So Lata's birthday. Happy birthday, Mrs. Mangeshkar. I hope all the Mangeshkars are out today. I hope they should all be out together celebrating in style. Get your Mangeshkars out for the lads.
And your lattas.
And your lattas. Get your lattas out.
I'm surprised Satch is not sitting at her sister's restaurant today celebrating in her honour. Because I know there's a lovely Arsha's restaurant in Dubai.
There is. But
there's one in Birmingham. That's the one that he Arsha Bosley's restaurant is the one that what's his name? Tom Cruise was at, wasn't he?
Yes.
That was it. All at Arsha's as well. And actually on that, just quickly on that Tom Cruise level, it's also the big James Bond weekend. And I need to go and see that at the IMAX proper experience.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that soon. But firstly, can we just talk about our week and what we've been up to? Because obviously we found out that Satch is in Dubai, and I'm sure he's got many a tale, the tales from Dubai, coming up soon. Loads. But before we do that, can we just start on the weekend of boxing? I mean, it was after a long time that we got boxing back with fans, and it was Joshua, it was Usyk, and I thought, you know what, I'm going out to see it, because you got to mark this occasion, because we haven't been out to watch boxing in a while.
Do you get tickets for it because it was at Spurs' ground?
No, I was offered it by the older Tottenham box office. They did email me, but I was just like, you know what, I just couldn't be bothered in the end. It was a bit of a faff, and I thought, you know what, it's nice to just because I couldn't get all the lads to go out, and couldn't synchronise. I thought we'll just go to the local pub in Watford and we'll watch it there.
Nice. How does it feel knowing that everyone's saying that Spurs have cursed Anthony Joshua's career, and the fact that
I don't know why he did it there. What did he expect to win?
Before you even get onto that, can I just say that has got to be the best atmosphere I've seen in the Spurs ground, and it had nothing to do with Tottenham.
I'll leave it out.
It looked. Can I literally got off the plane on Saturday night here in Dubai. I got to my brother's house, and it was the ring walk, and I was like, God, perfect time. I come off the plane, got a bit of food. We were just sitting there watching the boxing. I was like, this is, and I couldn't believe that was White Hart Lane or Tottenham Hotspur's ground, because it just looked it. I'm sorry, but any game that you've ever played there got trumped by that.
If we focused a little bit on actually playing football in there, you're right. We might be, it'd be actually right. But Daniel Levy's
talking about football very quickly. I tell you, who's a good side. Arsenal. They're really good. They're really good side, and I loved Aubameyang's celebration.
Hang on. Can we go in? Can we go in?
That's the steam coming out of Cage.
Can we go in order, please? Because we're talking about Saturday night. We'll come on to Sunday.
Oh, okay. Is that sorry, Satch.
Sorry, Tommy.
Before I was rudely interrupted. Anyway, so I thought I'd go out for boxing, but God, what a polite, because going out has all of a sudden become a right issue, because everyone has forgotten what you have to do to go out. So we ended up, one person wore almost like sandalesque shoes. So he wasn't allowed to come in. I'm like, brother, where do you think you are? In Hawaii? Why are you doing this?
I'm sorry, but you can't go out to watch the boxing wearing sandals.
I know, but it's just Watford. One guy who is older than me, he's older than all of us actually. He's closer to 50 than he is 40, and he looks older than us. He's got dardy, bald head. He's Tommy, but an older version of Tommy, basically, right? Okay.
So you're watching this in a pub? Is that what you're saying? Right?
Yeah, but we couldn't even get in because he didn't bring his ID. Obviously, everywhere you have to have ID. He looked like my bub, and he still wouldn't let him in. I was the only Lalu who had his ID with him, decent shoes. I was allowed in, and then they all came in on my word.
Yeah,
basically.
But for legal reasons, you have to carry your visa papers with you, just so that's part of the condition of your working permit in the country, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why I was sorted. But I thought, what a faff! So literally, like you, Satch, we just about got in somewhere as the ring walk started, and what an entrance! I mean, I thought AJ had already won it. There was the big and the A and the J and the fireworks. I mean, I've not seen fireworks like that since the stadium opened.
To me, that looked like he was throwing a pre-Diwali show. It looked like a Diwali show, like his entrance and the fireworks that went off. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, God, this is a bit much for an entrance. I thought, surely if this was me, I'd have saved that for my exit.
Well, you're right. Yeah,
and I think did you guys notice he didn't. Usyk came in very focused. He had a mask on, then he had the hood on, and he looked very focused, and he didn't prance around like a wally. Whereas AJ was like laughing and waving at people, like as if it was like, do you know what I mean? Like Ultimate Warrior coming into the ring or something, or Royal Rumble, you know, and like shouting to the fans and stuff.
They had the song from Rocky IV on as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the track that was playing?
And there was, I think it was a track that his cousin had done as well. And they played that. I mean, obviously, he had a battlefield, didn't he? Because it took him about 8 hours to get to the ring.
Yeah. See, I see through all that now. Like, back in the day of Naseem Hamed, you get the showman. Chris Eubank, you get the show. That the showmanship came in the ring, came jumping into the ring. All of the Pataka stuff is. It's probably the issue I've got now with, like, the Instagram generation. We kind of want to make all these kind of snazzy jazzy videos and filters and this, and I'm like, actually, where's the content? Where's the thing that you're doing? Where's the thing that you're saying or you're about? Well, and the boxing's got to be that. And if you're doing all that bangada shangada coming in, right?
You would have been better off doing something.
You better make sure that you are the best of the best. Floyd Mayweather never did that in any point in his career. He never came in.
Well, even if you go back to Lennox Lewis, Bruno, Tyson, I mean, they came in. There was
an amazing record.
Yeah, but they came into a song.
Well, I think Naseem Hamed, for example, he was giving it all of that on his entrances. But I tell you what, he could fight, and he was always a great boxer.
And can we just talk about a fight? I mean, I honestly, I could have jumped around like AJ did for 12. What was he doing? I mean, come on. He didn't even lay a glove on him. He was rubbish. And you know what? So I was sitting there, and I was sitting there with a couple of other slightly older men as well. And we were just going, you know what? They're just making fools of us. They've got people to pay for this fight. I bet you they've decided, AJ, you lose the fight. There will be a rematch. Because I'm not being funny. If all your belts are on the line and you go down like that was like as if, imagine you're playing in a derby match against your fiercest rivals, and then you don't turn up. I mean, God, it was pathetic.
Hey, he was outboxed. Usyk, by the way, is an incredible boxer. So he just outboxed him. He outclassed him. But I actually felt a bit sad when Usyk had all the belts on him. But tell you what, when he had all the belts on him, you thought, what must it feel like for an athlete? Like, all your belts suddenly gone. Even if you took my normal jeans belts, like the black one, the brown one, the grey one, and the black one, another black one. If you took all them and go, that's it, I'm taking them all, I'll be like, oh man, I've lost my belts. And that's just me with my little belt.
Did you see him walking away as well? It didn't feel like, it just felt it was all fixed. He wasn't gutted. If I had lost, like you said, your belts, right? Your favourite belts. I've lost my hoodie. I've only just found it after 3 days today. And it was like, I've been gutted for 3 days.
You didn't find it on a foreign man, did you? You just found it there in a corner. So you didn't find it on an enemy who came over to beat you up. Yeah. So
I don't. Kedge, I think you're conspiracy theoring this a bit.
I don't think. Why is he talking about rematch?
No,
the rematch I mean, look, they just want more money.
I get that the rematch is going to happen, but I genuinely do believe that AJ just got done.
Yeah, he did. He
just got outboxed.
He didn't try.
Yeah, well, he did try, kid. You can't say he didn't try. It's more technical than that now. Boxing is, but also he's lost 100 million. So has Tyson Fury. Their next purse for the next fight they've just blown.
That's all gone down. It's all gone downhill, hasn't it?
And actually, AJ's one. I think the quotes are coming out saying, "Oh, I don't mind fighting just for who's the best of British." Just for the sake, and I think if you're Tyson Fury, like, nah, mate, I ain't gonna get the ring for the sake of it. All that training, all that work, all those hours, all those fights that AJ went through, and someone's just come and taken the whole belts. It doesn't. There must be a computer game like that. When you kill someone and you take all their coins, whatever, like that. Yeah, it's kind of what he's done. It's like, man, it's like computer game stuff.
I mean, to be fair, Kedge has probably got more of a shot at fighting AJ now than.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Bring it because he's from Watford. I'm from Watford. We'll have a little local, down at Vicarage Road. Sell that out.
Speaking of other pathetic North Londoners, we do have to move on to Sunday because I've got to say, my phone was popping off, and it's. To be fair, that game doesn't affect me or any of my mates really well. Some of them are Arsenal fans. Kedge is the only person I know who supports Spurs. Yeah. But
not just supports Spurs.
He breathes Spurs.
He's the cock of Spurs.
Can I just say, 38 minutes in, 3 goals down. Kedge, what was your feeling at that moment in time?
After the second goal, I smacked the sofa so hard that it hurt my hand. And then after the third one, I switched it off. I haven't switched off a game. I switched it off.
Yeah.
I switched it off until the second half. I haven't done that in I don't know, ever, I don't think. But I have never seen 11 grown men try to play football so pathetic as that. Honestly, if it was us three against that 11, we would have done better. At least we would have been running around with intent and purpose.
So hold on. Could it have been a fix? Did they throw the game on purpose to they declare it? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Because it sounds like you're saying exactly the same thing that you said about Anthony Joshua.
It was exactly honestly, when I was watching the Anthony Joshua fight, I said to the mate next door to me, who was an Arsenal fan, I said, I'll tell you what, I said, this is like watching Tottenham. It's just frustrating. And lo and behold, they did the same thing on Sunday. It was terrible.
Wow.
And
wow.
Oh my God. I mean,
so you switched your telly off. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I switched it off. I didn't want to know about it, and I didn't care because that was pathetic.
Yeah, it's you know what? What's funny is Spurs have been so good. They really have been so good for a few years now. Yeah, so they've really upped their game since 10 years ago. But yeah. I remember, being a West Ham fan, it's us versus Spurs versus Arsenal. And then Arsenal, they're a phenomenal side, right? They've had greatness. Spurs were now having greatness, Champions League greatness. Yeah. And it was like rubbish old West Ham just left being rubbish old West Ham. West Ham are now all right. They're all right. They're a decent squad. Yeah. They do play well.
I would love if the players gave even 50% of West Ham's commitment.
Yeah. So it's funny for me to be in this spot. I actually don't feel very comfortable.
You're out of us three here at the moment, you're supporting probably the better team because Satch is obviously annoyed. Satch missed. I mean, I think Satch saw the ball fly over as he was flying to Dubai via his Emirates airline that Bruno picked as his penalty. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That was shocking. Again, that would have driven me nuts.
Yeah. So big weekend.
I think that was actually the reason why my flight took longer than normal because some airspace was closed. No, honestly, the airspace was closed on my flight down here, and it took 7.5 hours. It's never taken that long to get here.
The flight had to fly around.
It made sense when I landed and I saw Bruno's penalty. I was like, okay.
Well, can I say I wasn't on any flights this weekend?
Oh.
I was on a train. Oh, and I was on a train to do a comedy night on Sunday night in Birmingham, which, by the way, can I just say...
You put some stuff up on your Insta stories as well about your train journey.
Yeah, but the guy next to me, he looked dead. He just literally looked dead. He had his mouth wide open.
Please tell me you were putting things into his mouth.
No, why would I do that, brother? I'm on my own on the train.
Come on. You could have just chucked in a little crisp or something, dangled a little bit of a...
You could kill someone.
Not only that, he was fast asleep next to me. I'm by the window. I'm at a table. No, not snoring. He had headphones on. And what was annoying me was he goes, "Oh, can I plug my laptop in?" Which goes across my legs. That's okay. Fine. It's not my plug socket. I got to let him do that.
So you had to sort of carry his wire for him as well.
Well, it was running by my legs. I was like, it's fine. I was aware of it. Then it just kind of makes you a bit like, okay, it's back down by my feet. Fine. Then he put his headphones in, was watching a show and fell asleep. But I could still hear the sound bleeding through his headphones. Right, the laptop wire's still there and all that, and I'm like,
God.
You know what? And his mouth.
And you were inside seat as well, Tommy. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
And guess what? I had to go for a peshab. I didn't wake him up. I'm telling you straight.
Well, his mouth was open anyway, so. You know what I mean? I sit down. Game that would have been good fun. That would have got time pass.
Yeah, exactly. As he wakes up.
But can I just say, why was he sleeping with his mouth open like that? It reminded me of those, that frog game where you go fishing and you have to try and catch them. I'm just like, you know what, dude? People who sleep with their mouths open, keep your mouth shut or get some tape and shut it. It's bad for you.
This I put it up on my Insta story. I got all these messages from people. So one person goes, "Oh, I'd give anything to still sleep like that." That's how you sleep when you're back in the day. Mouth open, no worries.
I can't do that.
Who sleeps? If you sleep with your mouth open, there is fundamentally something wrong with you. You need to sort that out.
It's head back. It's like he tilt his head back. We're sitting upright, obviously, in the chair. Tilt his head back. If I even try and sleep like that, my neck, I'll need a chiropractor next day. That's it, straight. I need to go to the doctors. Yeah, what happened? I slept funny in the train. Now my neck's not right. Click it back into place, whatever. And you're like, so one person, someone said, the only people that sleep like that don't have kids. And then other people like, throw something in there. Give them a poke. do this.
I would have helped him by just sort of closing his chin upwards. I would have helped him do that.
No, there's no need to touch another man.
Either that, or I would have given him the lecture about why he shouldn't be sleeping with his mouth open and breathing through his mouth like that. Right. So you had. But
apart from because he was fast asleep next to me, and I was a bit on edge, like because he's right there and the wires between my legs and all that. and I was trying to sort of close my eyes because it had, it had curtains on the glass, and I like that because then when I lean my head against the glass, because I've got a bald head, the glass doesn't feel cold.
Oh, bit of cushion.
Yeah, exactly, a bit of cushion. So I pulled the curtain just a little bit so it doesn't affect the light. But while I'm trying to sleep, the girl opposite me, and she was a girl, but she was a woman. Anyone who's like in their
she was a girl, but she was a woman.
Like what I mean is, like, to me, she was a girl. She looked like a girl, but like what I mean is, she was a grown woman because female. Female, obviously, yeah. But what I mean is, she was probably in her late 20s, right?
Right.
So what, when you're 44, the late 20s just look like girls. Yeah, they don't look like women. Do you know what I mean? But she was talking about her being a teacher, and she was on the phone to everyone in her phone book back to back.
But how do these people get reception on the train? I never get anything.
Well, that's the other thing. She's like, hello, hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And then you hear her go,
oh God, I hate people like that.
How did you know she was a teacher?
Right, because I'm listening to the whole conversation. She's right opposite me on the table, right? So she goes, but not only that, she's a teacher. I didn't really get what kind of age or what kids she's in, but this is what I hear her saying. She goes, no, mum, of course none of my none of my students are on Instagram with me. No, they won't. No, I keep all that separate, right? So that's what she's the mum, right? But then to her friend, she's going, oh my God, we got in at 5 a.m. after the festival. Everyone was a right mess. I've got all these blisters. Yeah. I've got all these blisters.
So she was on the Raz.
Raz.
The teacher was on the Razza. The Mazza.
It sounded like she wasn't just on the Raz. It sounded like she was on it like a bonnet. She was on every.
So she had a good one. She had a good night.
So I'm listening and I'm piecing the different, because obviously she's telling different people different versions of this story, and I'm just listening, thinking, all right, and I tell you what, first of all, I thought, 5 a.m. I haven't gone at 5 a.m. for years. I don't think I could do it anymore. It would take me a week to recover again. I can't. Look at that. I can't even sleep with my mouth open. I can't party till I'm nowhere. I'm going to party till 5 a.m. But anyway, she's partying till 5 a.m. She's out and about festival. She goes, oh yeah, and then we went back there and we all had drinks for ages. We started making food in the morning. So she's done a full-on all-nighter. And now
so she'd obviously posted some stuff on her Instagram.
She must have done.
I was just going to say, and sort of speaking about Instagram, she can't be teaching kids that are young then. Like, not like preschool kind of kids. It's got to be a bit older to be on Instagram, right? Like, how would you got to be?
No.
If the mum was worried that the kids might see her on Instagram, you're right. She must teach teenagers.
Yeah. It's got to be like older kids, not like nursery kind of kids.
Well, no, but if you're teaching older kids, you wouldn't be putting stuff on Instagram.
No,
I don't even think you'd be having an account, or you would just have Mrs. Smith on Instagram.
She said, "Mum, she goes, my account's private. No one can see it anyway." That's what. So she said. I heard her say that, right?
Wow. Right.
But my point was more so like, because I'm a dad now, and one thing I really don't like to do in life is judge anyone. I'm like, you know what? You do you. You're you. As long as you're not hurting me, I don't care, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, I don't want to judge her, but I'm like, I'm a dad who's got kids at school.
You judged her.
You judged her straight.
If I knew that teacher had been on, I don't know, pills, coke, whatever, boozing it. I'm not saying she was, because I don't know.
On a Beano.
Tell me that. No, hang on. You've just made the story up there, because, take those things back.
Okay, forget this girl then. Forget the girl altogether. Now let's talk hypothetically. If you hear someone on the train saying, oh my God, I got so messed up on pills and cocaine and da-da-da-da.
She didn't say that.
No, she
didn't say that.
But the moral dilemma I'm having... Listen, I'm having a conversation.
You've gone for the extreme worst case scenario.
He's turned into his dad.
2.5 hour train journey and I'm on my own. Why can't I just indulge my brain for a bit, right? Just indulge the idea of like, what would I do? How would I feel knowing that my son's teacher was giving it all that over the weekend and now is sitting with him kind of going, yeah, work on your joined up handwriting or whatever it is.
This is why when I was teaching in Paris, there was no Instagram or anything like that. And I was out on the Raz every weekend and I'd come in Monday morning and teach the kids and everything was fine.
If that's one thing that doesn't worry you in life, to say Kedge was a teacher at one point, teaching actual kids, I'm sorry, but all of these teachers need to be
Would that worry you, Tommy?
I think that counts as some sort of like training camp I think if they're in Kedge's class, it'd be like, oh, I was part of Kedge sis. You know, like joining.
Kedge sis? So it sounds like some sort of disease, mate.
It's funny you say that, though, because I actually do know people that are teachers that are sort of my age, maybe a bit younger. And I do follow these people on Instagram because they're sort of mates. Yeah. And I do see what they get up to. And I'm just like, would I really be putting...
Yeah, they put stuff up that are slightly contentious.
You know, just stuff like going out on the weekend and doing dumb things like, you know, after a few drinks and stuff. It just makes you feel like, would I leave my kids with them?
Yeah. No, but the argument there is, look, at the end of the day, they're humans. Yes, they teach, it's their job, but they're allowed to have a life. And, you know, of course they're going to drink and they're going to dance and they're going to have friends. And
no one said nothing wrong with dancing. Nothing.
No, but they might be
dancing till 5 a.m.
Be, you know, sort of slightly, you know, sort of now and then want to indulge.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, this is what I was thinking. So this was the dilemma in my head, which is like, you know what, Tommy? A lot of people probably do it. Right? A lot of people around you, probably people in like doctors, lawyers, whatever, people in positions about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, many doctors can drink like absolute ridiculous amounts.
And then I'll tell you where my mind went. I thought, you know what? Nowadays we put in so much pressure in life at kind of to live the perfect life. There's kids saying, "Oh, only breathe through your nose, only eat vegan food, and we're, you know, do yoga, meditate." All this advice constantly. There's advice for everything. There's too much information. Oh, if you want to sleep there, sleep on your side, sleep on your back, sleep on your head, sleep on your tete, sleep wherever you like. It's just like it's there's so much.
He's had enough.
So what I'm saying is, actually, people aren't perfect. People aren't perfect.
So Tommy, you've gone 360 on your story now. Then now you're picking her up and telling her to go and take cocaine.
I'm not picking her up. I'm just for that moment there with my son, who's a 9-year-old, and all that. And he's now at that schooling age. I'm like, oh, how would I feel? Like even like let's say friends of mine might smoke, and I know they smell it, but I don't want them smoking around my kid. So if someone's smoking, I'll just walk away with Milo. Like I don't even want it passively anywhere around. Or someone's got like I know. If I know someone's a bit grubby, one of the lads who's come out of a pub is a bit grubby. Like like you think you're a bit stinky, but like keep away from my kid. Like, you want to protect your
stinky. Stay away from my kids. Yeah. That's brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like you feel like it's my kid. I'm not going to expose him to just the nastiness of the world.
Allowed to go out of your house and experience what the world is like. I mean, don't make him grow up in a world where he thinks there are no smelly people, and then the first time he steps onto the London Underground, he'll be like, "What is this?"
Oh man! Going on a bus, by the way, for them is a novelty. They go, "Ooh, bus ride? Yes, please."
That's a life skill, I think. Putting your kid in someone's armpit.
Yeah, but my point was that like someone's all hungover, or not even hungover. If someone's like on a massive come down, and they're around your kid, who they're around. That was the point behind it. But the fact is, what I'm saying is, people do need to just live their life, and I think you can be two things. Eddie Murphy did Raw and Delirious, and then did Dr. Dolittle. Do you know what I mean? It's like
okay, I know what you mean.
Paul Chowdhury does what Paul Chowdhury does, and he's in Cruella. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's in a Disney film.
True that.
We're not all one person.
And to be fair, I want to take that point one step further, because this is the it's just, I'm in Dubai, and obviously my brother's got children, and I think this is the first time that I've really spent 3 full days with 2 little kids, and I felt like
just 3
taking. Well, it's at the moment it's the 3rd day.
3 days with 2 kids.
Yeah, but the way you said 3 was like because you said 3, but it came across to everyone who's listening as 300.
Yeah.
It feels like 300.
Because he called it 3 full days.
Yeah. 3 full days.
Okay. So what do you mean? So how old are the kids, first of all?
Well, so the little one is 4 months.
Yep.
Nearly 5 months. And the older one is 2.5.
Okay. So they are very little kids.
Yeah, very little.
And are you saying you were left solo in charge?
Not solo, but I was kind of in charge of
Sachin Kaka daycare.
Kaka, yeah, exactly. I've got to do Kaka duties, isn't it? Basically, that's one of the things I've got to do.
You don't realize how important Kaka duties are, because when the young Kaka comes along with all his energy and all that sleep that he's had for the last 30 odd years, enthusiasm. Like,
can I just say?
Yeah.
On the first day, come 7:30, I was falling asleep when they went to bed.
With his mouth open.
And I think with my mouth open. Today, I had a cheeky little nap when they had a nap in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then 7:30 this evening, I just fell asleep on the sofa because I was out of it. This killed me. Because do you know what? Well, I tell you why it's difficult over here. It's because number one, it's baking. You can't go out in the daytime. We've got a massive garden and stuff. We can't go outside at between 12 and 4. So we're entertaining indoors, and it's difficult. I'm walking around with like the 4-month-year-old around the house, giving it a tour every 5 minutes.
I love that. Do you hear that? The 4-month-year-old.
4-month-year-old. Brilliant.
You know what I mean?
He's lost all senses of anything.
I mean, if anything, Kedge, I'm happy to come back into the office tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, look at that. He's willing to fly back for work.
Listen, I'll never forget it, because obviously when we left, when we were ejected from our previous positions of work and employment, and then all of a sudden I'm at home. I'm at home all the time with the kids. And Logan was 6 months. And my wife was just going back to work. So within like a few weeks, my life changed from being work to home. I tell you, I had 5 jobs, right? With different radio, TV shows and all that. All of those 5 jobs added together are easier than looking after just Logan on his own, let alone Logan and the Milo dynamic. When that comes along, oh my God, the compound stress that incurs with the 2 factors there in the equation is amazing. So I get it. And I used to fall asleep reading to Milo in the evening at 7 o'clock. I'd be reading, and I remember the words just go blurry, and I'd just pause, and he'd prod me and go, "Dad, you've stopped." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry." He goes, you know who you remind me of, Dad? He goes, "My teacher on a come down." I went, "Oh right, yes."
Go and have a look at Insta profile.
But that's
exhausting. I get you. It's exhausting. What did you find? What did you find? Because there's a lot of bending over, picking stuff up, putting stuff away. Yeah. Go get that, fetch it. What was it?
That's what it is. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. And they're still quite small, so it's a lot of bending down, picking them up, and boy, that takes a toll on your back.
Yeah, I know.
You honestly sounds like now he's 60. This fella.
But genuinely.
But I tell you what, I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's been awesome being here for 3 days, and so far I'm still here for a week, and I'm loving it.
You'll go back home. You'll come back. Right, and you'll be in the office with Kedge, and you'll be saying Kedge stuff, and things.
You'll be saying, "Kedge, you're going to pick you up."
Yeah, bend down. Kedge is bending over him for different reasons, and but you'll be and then you'll go, "Oh man, I'd do anything just to hold him again." Do you know what I mean? And get back out there. So enjoy it.
But I think other than that, the one other thing that I did was on Sunday, so it was the day after I got here, is I met one of my high school mates who lives in Dubai, which was really nice to hang with him. And we went to watch the IPL on Sunday.
Oh, wicked. What game?
I saw that on the old Insta story. How was that?
I went to see RCB versus Mumbai Indians.
Oh, good one. Good game.
That was a good one, yeah. 2 big teams. And I've got to say, for the sort of 4 hours that I was there, I felt like I was transported back to India. It didn't feel like I was in Dubai at all.
Was it a big Indian crowd?
It was the crowd was just Indian. There was no other people in there. I think I spotted maybe about 4 non-Indian people.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, there was a chap sat behind me who was from London actually as well, an English fella, and he just came by himself
on a jolly.
But do you know what? It was absolutely amazing. The atmosphere was just it was so good. Like, we were sitting in the stands. Every 2 seconds, a guy would come over selling vada pav and chaat and samosas.
We've got to talk about that vada pav, because you sent us a photo of it, Saj.
Yeah.
And it looked a bit dry.
It was a dry one. The photo that I took was of the vada pav, but they were giving chutney separately, which I didn't pick up.
Because I was like, I was getting sort of chutney anxiety, because I couldn't see anything in the vada pav. It just looked like.
There was chutney, but they didn't put it in there because then it would just be soggy. You can't serve it like that.
Right.
It's just been sitting there for a while.
I hope you were dipping it in. I was
doing a dip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you what, it was so spicy, I didn't even eat half of it.
Oh, sad.
You know why? You know why it's going to be extra spicy? They know their audience. Because those people there are proper. They're Indians having recently come over. They want their mirch masala. Yeah. There's 3.5 million. 3.5 million Indians in the UAE. That's a lot. It's a big double there, man. So it's nice.
And I think the enjoyment of it for me was not even really just the game. The game was great. Got to see some good players play some, good cricket. That one fella got a hat trick in that game, which I thought was amazing. But it was just kind of watching the crowd. And obviously a few weeks ago I was in the crowd in, where was it, at the Oval, and you can just see the complete difference in Indians and UK Indians, and how they sort of celebrate and dance, and
the dancing,
the banter that was going on between the Mumbai and the Bangalore fans was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this doesn't happen in the UK.
Well, I tell you why, because you think about that banter is the same as Liverpool, Manchester, or how we get the bands here. The chants. Or all the different things that all the different things that they're singing. And by the way, and I'm not just rubbing it in, Kedge. There's been loads going around, obviously, because Arsenal are just enjoying the moment of having beat Spurs. It's a proper derby. So in the same way, there's RCB big side, Mumbai Indians. That's this is Virat Kohli versus Rohit Sharma. So it's the perfect head to head. So all of that, so wicked. I'm so glad that's
so
the vibe.
Good, and I'm actually hoping to go catch another one before I come back, if I do get a chance to go. So that would be good as well. But I mean, the other thing that I did do was before we went to the actual cricket itself on Sunday, I met up with my mate. I jumped in his car. We went to a petrol station, and I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute!
Oh, petrol?
What? Sorry, did you just swear?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Did you just swear there? You said two words there which I don't think are allowed to be mentioned on a UK podcast.
What's that?
It begins with P, second word S.
Petrol station.
Oh, what did you say?
What do you mean? So I went to a petrol station and I thought, okay, amazing. We filled up the car. And I've got to say, in Dubai, I think every petrol station is either got a McD's, a Burger King, or a Wendy's or a Popeyes or something in it. And I thought, why don't we have this in the UK for one? We need that.
What you mean? Why don't we have petrol in the UK, or why don't we?
No, I'm not. We'll get to that point in a minute. But I was blown away by the fact that every petrol station you go to, there's a 24 hours either Burger King or McD's in it.
That is incredible.
This is the thing about it. It's great, and it makes sense. It makes sense. You're going to drive through to get your food. So just put the petrol in. Someone else put the petrol in while I'm making my order.
And that's exactly what happened. Someone else put the petrol in. We went inside. We went and got the McD's. And I was just blown away. I was like, this is 24 hours. I was like, all right, before the game, let's get a little bite to eat. It'd be nice. But there was one thing that I saw in McD's, and I thought, I've got to tell the boys about this, because this is something that Tommy is definitely going to appreciate. And I might even bring this back for you, Tommy, because this is going to change my life.
Something at McDonald's sell?
That they were selling, and I could not believe it. So I walked in. I was making my order.
I want to
guess. Go on.
Is it like a huge sachet of curry sauce?
Oh no,
but it is sauce related.
I knew it was a sauce thing. I knew it was a sauce thing.
Can I tell you what I thought you were going to say then? Like a muck shawarma, they do that, and I'm like,
that would be lovely. But so this is something that I saw, and I thought this needs to be an addition in all of our cars, not just mine or Tommy.
In your car
as well.
Go on.
And it's do you know how we sort of have those vent clip holder things that you put, like, you can put a magnet in it, so it kind of
air freshener. Air
freshener goes in like the 3-prong thing that goes in your vent. So they've basically got one of them, and I was thinking, what's this for? So they've actually got this 3-prong thing that goes into your vent, and what's on the end of it? It holds. It's a container to hold your sauce in it.
My word!
So you can open the sauce, put it in the holder, and eat your nuggets while you're driving.
Because at the moment, what do you do?
You mean it holds the little box?
It holds a little box.
That is
in the vent.
Because that's the biggest bunga when you're, because obviously
it is.
Oh my god! And it's sliding around on the seat.
Only in Dubai that they'd have this.
Because they always want to make life easier in Dubai. Everything, because they just want to get everything as easy as possible. Bring them over. We'll have a competition or something. We'll give them out.
Can I 60p for one? I couldn't believe it. 60p. I'm going to go back and get some. Let's
just look at how different Sachin's life has been in the last couple of days. He's only been out there a few days. He's gone to a game. He's mixing with crowd. He's watching IPL cricket, what we don't get here. He's watching it live. He's watching great Indian players. He's at a petrol station, which not only does he get petrol, somebody else puts it in for him, right? And the McDonald's stuff. Over here, let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago, McDonald's ran out of milkshakes, they ran out of KFC running out of chicken, right? Yeah. We've got no petrol here. Such the queues, you haven't seen it in the flesh. I know you would have seen it in the queues.
It is
the queues are ridiculous, right?
No, I know about it.
Hours. And I had a proper nightmare with the petrol station issue. Sorry, on a little side note, let me just quickly say this about the nuggets. There's a dinner lady here in the UK, and I just think we should give her a quick big up on a quick little nugget connection, because we do love chicken nuggets for me. Oi,
chicken nuggets for me. Oi.
Choking on it. It's a dinner lady. She's a gran. And during lockdown, her name's, I love this. Her name's Claire Proctor. She's a gran. She's 47 years old, 3 years older than me. Just saying, just throwing that one. It's a side point.
Wow.
Okay. I set up in it, right? Claire made a chicken nugget in lockdown with basil, sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of garlic. And then...
Bougie one.
Huh?
A slightly bougie nugget.
Yeah, bougie. If we said boozy. Yeah. And then she took them down to the sausage makers, Heck. Have you seen that Heck brand?
Yeah. They're nice. They've got good sausages.
Right. They were so impressed when she shared them around. She's now stocked in Asda. She's in Morrison's, in 500 stores, all from making her own nuggets and just having the front to go down there.
Wow.
So I just feel like if you don't give things a go, you'll never know. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say, some of those ingredients you said for the nuggets, I don't think I'm impressed with. It needs to be, with a chicken nugget, it's got to be full of dirt. I'm sorry.
But chicken nuggets,
the dirtier the better.
The dirtier the better.
No, I don't agree. I think you can't have dirty meat in a chicken nugget. It's actually got to be a nice bit of succulent chicken.
No, but it's not the McDonald's ones are not even proper chicken. I don't
even think you can't say that, bro.
I don't even think there's chicken in them.
I've seen the adverts. I've seen the decoration, and this is what I mean. People like you are hating on it. They're good. It's normal chicken. It's 100% chicken breast meat in the nuggets. I know that because we give it to the kids, and it's low salt and all that kind of. Anyway, I just think winner chicken dinner.
All right, CEO McDonald's.
Bro,
sorry, Ronald.
Listen, when they come to sue you because you said it's not proper chicken, I'm going to go, did you hear what I said? And you hear what Sachin said? That's the difference. Okay, there you go.
But, back to the crisis then. Let's talk about the crisis that's actually swooping over the country.
And very quickly about the crisis, I want to say that I was a part of it before I went. So it's not like I've missed out because, boy, I can tell you a story about what happened to me on a Friday night with petrol.
What do you mean?
I think I kind of got it before it got worse. Because
this sounds like you got COVID, but you
well, no, I actually got fuel on a Friday, which I was really surprised about. Wow. So I was out DJing Friday night. I drove from South London to West London. I think I must have passed about 12 petrol stations. Didn't get nothing. I managed to get to Chiswick, and there was a petrol station open. I was waiting there for about half an hour.
Half an hour for petrol.
Half an hour. Turned up late to my gig I did that day as well. But I had to fill up because the next morning I was going to the airport. So I was like, if I don't get petrol today, the flight ain't happening. So I need to sort this. And in that time, I saw 2 fights on the forecourt.
Fight?
Yeah, people fighting.
For what? I don't understand it. But for what? I don't understand
petrol. The first one was a moped guy who was trying to cut in past a car, them two came to blows, and then people had to break it up. And then the second one was about the guy from inside the petrol station came out to fight one of the customers, and I was just sitting there, I just couldn't believe it.
Wow. Look at that. No, it is a proper nightmare. But the funny thing about all of this is there is no crisis. The petrol is not running out. There's plenty of petrol. It's all coming. We've just done the toilet roll thing again. We've just taken it all off the shelves, and the delay is them.
Well, it is because there's no drivers.
Yeah,
you know. I can absolutely suggest 11 potential drivers who are in the Tottenham area who could absolutely volunteer to drive those lorries. But I mean, come on, that's what we need.
But then you think like, even if you do get petrol, you can't drive anywhere because Insulate Britain are blocking all the roads. So you got that.
True. It's like, and also, can I just say, all the people who've rushed out to get petrol, where are you going? I've got nowhere to go. I've got nowhere to go in my car. I'm sitting there. I've got 3/4 full, and I'm like, well, I'm not worried about getting petrol because I don't need it.
I think, Ked, you've got 3/4 full. That's a good amount. Where on a Friday I was struggling.
You're working.
Just as I got to Chiswick, the light came on, and I was like, "Oh God, I need to fill up." Like,
but I've seen tweets from NHS workers who goes, "We can't get our ambulance filled up." I mean, people have got to work.
That's another problem. Yeah,
and then you got all these kind of crazies, and not only that, because of all the HGV and the lack of drivers, they're saying actually also on top of all that, and with the petrol, Christmas might be cancelled. Oh, if you want a turkey, order it now. Because that's what. They go.
You're missing on the turkey rush now. And forget shortages of petrol. What this has also now led to is There's a shortage of apples.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Apples. There's apples firstly because what's happening is now, because there's no drivers, these apples are sitting there. So when you do come to buy your apples, have a little feel of them. They're slightly wrinkly. They're not as tight as they would get, because we're not getting them fresh. Also, Satch, and I know this will concern you as well, shortage of Nike trainers. Nike are now saying that they're not got any new stock trainers. Wow. I can even tell you that there are only 3 polos left in the country, of which my mum and dad got one. So now there's 2 left.
What, cars, polos, or mints?
No, cars, VW, because they're struggling. So, and Audi are struggling. If you're ordering an Audi, your TT is not going to come until next May. That's what they're saying, but they don't even know that.
Your TTs are stuck. Your TTs, where are your TTs stuck?
Well, no TTs available. You do.
I thought you were going to say, because the big one that I heard before all of that, in a way, before Christmas, before turkeys, toys as well, obviously going to be affected. But before all of that, fireworks. Fireworks are affected. They can't get fireworks. So Diwali and bonfires night.
That's because AJ. That's because
AJ's used the whole supply.
No, AJ jacked them all. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. So cancel Diwali for everyone.
Yeah. So if I were you, Satch, I reckon you should do a live Zoom Diwali from Dubai, where there's plenty of fireworks all the time, and honestly, people are paying to come watch it. Oh, you know what? Sorry, petrol station queues. I've got to add one more story in, which is the nightmare that I had on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I 6:30, my phone's buzzing away. You know when it's on silent, it's still buzzing.
What, 6:30?
6:30 in the morning, right?
It's got to be urgent.
Yeah, and I was doing, I was working that night on a news channel. So I thought, because I'm doing a late night, I wanted to have a bit of a lie in because I'm working till midnight on air. So I was like, oh man, and I missed the calls. I looked around, it was my sister. But you get 3 missed calls from your sister at 6:30 in the morning. You think, oh man, something's happened. Something's happened. It's not good. And then my missus walks into the room. She's already up and about, obviously running around with the kids, sorting everybody else out. And she comes in, she goes, your sister's trying to get hold of you. The alarm's going off at her house, and the sensors are picking up someone in every room, like all around. All the sensors have gone off. It's not like,
oh my God,
right?
That is serious.
That's worrying.
Police have been called. You got to get round there. So I spring into action. I roll into action. I'm like, in those cop movies where you get that reluctant cop. Okay, yeah. So when did your kid go missing? Are you sure he's not done this before? I want to ask some questions, but no one's got no time for that. They're like, go. So I do put some, clothes on. I get out, get in the car. I get to the end of my road, which, as you know, there's 2 petrol stations at the end of my road.
Yep.
Yeah. You've seen those 2. There's one one on each side.
Yeah.
Because of those petrol stations, it's now 6:50. Because of those petrol stations, the queues of people queuing to get in. I didn't know what was going on. It's because that was the first morning of it. Because like you said, it happened Friday night. So I'm going, oh, you know what? Because I live near the A406. I went, Insulate Britain must be closing off the A406. And this is the backlog. That's all I thought. And I'm trying to get over. Bruv, I was there for 20 minutes. Then my sister rang and goes, where are you? And I'm like, well,
don't worry, Tommy. They've robbed everything now. They've cleaned it up.
Because my sister wasn't there. She'd left.
Don't worry. She'd locked the door and left.
She was dropping off my niece to university. She was starting university. They're already on the motorway. That's hence why I had to go there. I went, she goes, oh, we've gone already. She goes, but don't worry, the police have come and gone. Turned out it was a cat. And
in every room of their house?
No, the cat had got into the house because they were loading up the car. The cat, next door neighbour's cat had snuck into the house.
Oh my God.
They'd closed the door and gone.
What
and drama? The cat's setting off all the sensors.
The real dilemma is that, did your sister have enough petrol to get back home? That's what everyone wants to know.
They were okay, because also you can fill up in random places, but I think anywhere in London, anywhere there's a lot of people around, those petrol stations are rammed. But the remote ones, they must be okay. But no, thank you amongst all that. I was ready to go fight a burglar or catch one or do something. I couldn't. It could have been the case. And you know what? And a criminal could have got away because of people and their panic buying petrol. It didn't happen, but it could have been a different story.
Very quickly, Tommy, just about that scenario, did you have like an adrenaline pump? Because I've been in this situation as well, where I've gone out about to rescue someone's house because this has happened, and you just feel like you could be the hero running in there.
Well, now what was the feeling? Okay, I didn't want to tell you this story, but this isn't the first time my sister's called me for help. So there was another occasion I was actually at my house and I was getting a massage. Okay. So the woman comes over, she does me and my wife, not together, obviously separately. Right. And I'm there and I'm on the bed. And what I do is I put the phone down in the hole of the massage bit, you know, where you look, your face goes down. So I can just check any messages that are popping up. I grab the phone down and check it. I'm in my bedroom. Right?
Where is this going?
No, hear me out. Right. So she's doing the massage, right? And then my wife walks in again. Your sister's trying to get hold of you. Because I saw her miss call, but I thought, I'm not taking her call now. My sister's call. I'm having a massage. I'm chilling.
My face is stuck in a hole.
Yeah, right. And then basically she goes, you got to get around there. Your niece is at home on her own, and some random guy's banging on the door trying to get in. I thought, oh my God, this is what London life's like, right? By the way. So obviously I jump up, just put like my.
Oh my God, you jumped up.
Yeah, shorts.
Vest on, that must have been a sight.
And I get in the car. I whiz down there. I get to the house. I realize I see this guy stood in the doorway of my sister's house, and obviously I'm now in a vest, all oiled up. I don't know what he thought I
was. No wonder he ran away. He thought, my word.
I'm all tailed up like a hero.
I've come to the wrong film set here.
Bruv, even if I've tried to grab him, he'd slip through my arms. He would have got away.
He's thinking, Adama Traore just turned up in East London.
Yeah. He goes, who's this? I like, like a wrestling version of Dal Simmers just rocked up, trying to give it a load. So I went, mate, what are you doing? It turned out he was someone who had obviously some kind of mental health issues or some sort of, and he just got confused. He was confused and he was banging on the door to say, let me in.
And on top of that, he saw this oily Delhi.
No,
Delhi Indian standing outside there. He must have confused him proper, bro.
I jumped out the car, tailed up with my little shorts and my little vest. I'm like,
oh God.
This guy had issues before. I tell you, I probably sent him over the edge. But it turned out he lived around the corner. He used to live at that house like 30, 40 years ago and he was confused. So we just ushered him back to his house and got him back home. But I'm just saying,
who ushered you back home? Jesus.
My whole point of telling you that story was to say to you, Satch, that yes, on the way there, my heart was pumping. I was going to be the hero. Turned out
that feeling.
I even looked like the hero that time as well. But no, didn't happen.
Oh, wow.
Right. Well, now you know all about me and my build up action man ways. What have you learned? What else have you learned apart from that this week? Who would like to start? Kedge or Satch?
Go on, Satch. Hit us.
Oh, well, I think there's only one thing that I can really talk about this week, and it's all about the release of the Big Bond.
Yeah.
The Big Bond.
Yeah. And I think we have to kind of talk about this because it is a big thing. We've waited a year. We've waited a year.
As we record the podcast tonight, it's going on. Obviously, we were invited. We said we've got to fulfill our podcast duties.
Podcast day. Yeah.
Exactly. Ain't no Big Bond getting in the way of the Brownload.
No. You want full Bond access. You really,
exactly.
But you're not going to get right. Anyway, so Bond's out. It's No Time to Die. Daniel Craig, probably going to be his last one. They're saying now it has to be.
And I think it's kind of all gone a bit sort of James Bond and Daniel Craig crazy this week. He's kind of popping up everywhere. But there was one story that I saw and I could not believe it. I had to kind of read it twice. And this is the thing that I learned. And I thought, this is brilliant. Wait till I tell the boys about this. So do you remember the actor, Bollywood star, Gulshan Grover?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And Desioki, one of the Desioki legends.
And you're probably wondering, how on earth is he going to be linked to James Bond? So anyway,
he's a bad man. That's what he used to say, didn't he?
He is a bad man. And what he basically revealed in a recent interview was he was going to be in the 2006 James Bond film Casino Royale. He was going to be the main baddie called Le Chiffre.
Le Chiffre.
Le Chiffre, yeah.
Yeah, that was the bad guy in Casino Royale. You know, the guy that was playing the cards with him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump in and just say, I'm going to shoot from the hip. This podcast is supposed to be true, right? We're speaking from the heart. I've met Gulshan Grover. We all have. When he came into Desioki. Satch, I think he's lying.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, it's not lying because this story's been confirmed. He said that he was going to be the part of Le Chiffre in 2006's James Bond Casino Royale, but the reason why he got dropped, and this has been confirmed by the producers.
Oh, he was dropped
of the film. He got dropped because he couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he told someone before he got the role that sort of officially came out. And he came out the other day and he said, "Oh yeah, I was going to be Le Chiffre, I was going to be the bad guy, but because I didn't say, keep the secret before the sort of whenever it's what's it called? What's that
the
deadline
NDA, the non-disclosure agreement that they were
sign? He basically he fluffed that and he told someone about it, and the press came to know, and then that's it. They scrapped him and they got the other fella in.
Oh man, there you go.
That's so desi, isn't it? That's so desi.
If my mum could have given him some advice, my mum's line is, keep the lid on your jaw. She doesn't say it in English, she says it in Punjabi, but she says keep the lid on your jaw to make sure they turn out the most fluffiest. So whilst things are still cooking, there's no need to talk about it. There's no need.
Can you say it in Punjabi?
Take hoye jaw fluffy on there. I don't know.
Fluffy on there. Punjabi word. Fluffy. Fluffy on there.
Like she's Welsh. Why do you sound Welsh? Yeah. So actually, can I do my thing I learned then? Okay, apart from Caution Grover being a big mouth and ruin it for me, I was gonna do a different one. I'm gonna just, this is a slightly different things I learned, because it's a story from the paper about, because always when a Bond film comes out, you get loads of people talking about their best favourite Bond and who was the best and Sean Connery, and we talk about all the greats and all that. But this is a slightly different take. This is a list of who killed the most baddies as a Bond. So who's got the highest amount of the killing average?
Kills.
Yeah. And I've got the person who's top of it, but it's basically effectively who was the most lethal James Bond. Who do you think, guys? Just throw it out there. I know it's hard to kind of predict. You don't know.
Who was the most lethal Bond?
Yeah.
I would have gone with...
We've all been around some lethal Bonds sometimes.
But which one's taken out the most?
Simon Sanders.
I would go with who was before Daniel Craig?
Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it might be Pierce Brosnan.
Okay. Who would you say, Satch?
I was probably going to say him, but then I think I might go a bit earlier. Connery. Yeah.
I can tell you that Roger Moore had 90 kills in 7 films. That's 33 per movie, right?
Yeah. 33 per movie.
They killed
33.
Yeah. And
because obviously, like they have the group scenes, isn't it? Where like a Bollywood film, where you got like 10 people at a time fighting you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Daniel Craig has bumped off 80 baddies. That's only 20 a film. That's not including the new one, right? So he's quite low. It's only 20, right?
Yeah.
Over all those films. But top of the chart is Pierce Brosnan, the most lethal one. He killed 34. He only just beat Roger Moore. 34 a film. But you see, that was pretty... When was Pierce Brosnan? Was that 80s, 90s? Or
No, he was 90s, yeah.
Yeah, he was 90s. I think Pierce Brosnan was at that sort of verge of an era where obviously everything then started becoming PC. So you didn't have to kill them. You just kind of pushed them quite, gently to the side.
There you go. So there you go. There's your little table fact from me. Things I learned this week. Who was the most lethal Bond? Who's got the most lethal Bond?
Yeah,
Pierce Brosnan has. Out of all
Pierce Brosnan has. Right. Mine is a little quote that I heard from a motivational speaker, and I thought it was really interesting because it got me thinking, and I thought I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to remember this because it makes you just think about who you hang around with. And the quote by this fella called Jim Rohn famously said, and he said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And I thought, God, that's crazy. But it's actually true.
You are the average. That's quite a general. I don't understand on what level. So basically the closest. So
any given situation you're going to be in, you're going to be, depending on how 5 of them would react, you are like the average of that. You are like
of their reactions.
Yeah.
So you almost put them all on a kind of personality scale.
Yes.
Spectrum, and then you're the average of them. Meaning, so that kind of links to when they say, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. You are, your tribe affects your vibe and all that. That kind of links to that, doesn't it?
Exactly. And I thought, God, so you two would be in there the most.
Yeah. Well, Satch more so now because you spend a lot more time with him as well. So his influence on you and your influence on him is going to be even greater.
And then I'm looking for 3 more, really. Yeah. So if anyone wants to apply for that position.
So but when Kevin Hart and people like that kind of go, you got to hang around with the right people, positive vibes only, no negativity, only have people that support you and want to see you. That's really what they're saying. Because imagine then if your 5 people around you are all awesome, it ups your average.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want a higher average, don't you?
Whereas if you're with someone who's always ducky and who's always negative, or he's going, don't give it a go. Oh, you're going to be that. Let's not do that. Let's avoid that, or being hating on other people or being negative. Then that's it. That will influence your average. So it's all about the company you keep and surrounding yourself with good vibes.
I'm happy if anyone wants to, swap me for their lower average person in their group of friends. I'm happy to be the trade man, come in and increase the average for you.
But I think you need 2 or 3 crossovers. Then it wouldn't be a one-man show. It'd be like, okay, yeah, it's almost like a fantasy team. I'll bring Ken. No, but you might have. I also then need to trade him out as well.
Averaging 80, and then you might have that one mate who's 54. All of a sudden, you can bring in a Kedge 92. Yep. And your average goes up, doesn't it? Yeah,
true. Good point. No, it's good. Yeah, look at that. He thinks he's 92. That's hilarious.
He's not 92.
Things we learned this week. Kedge doesn't know anything about himself. Right.
I was actually surprised you didn't bring a Bond story.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. I thought you'd be all over the Bond.
Every story comes from his Bond. Yeah,
that is the conclusion of that.
That's where the things he's learned comes from. It just comes out of there. Oh, what did you learn?
Are we going to go and watch a film? By the way,
I think we should.
I think we have to.
But I want to go IMAX. I don't want to do Bond anywhere else.
Where else? Anywhere else you want to go? I mean, anytime you want to go, give us a shout. I don't know what's going to be good when we can work it all out and we can think it all up. I'm away this week.
There's an IMAX not far from me in Edmonton. Right, which is about 15 minutes away, kind of like for you on the way home, Kedge, as well. So we could record the podcast and go watch like a 10 o'clock show.
Oh, no. We got work the next day, mate. What are you on about? What do you think this is? We're not, everyone's on a jolly, mate.
Freelance. You're not freelance like me. Oh, you work for the man now, you see. You've gone back into the grind. You've got suits
We're back in the game.
They're going to steal your soul, man. You got to come back to the other side. I know. Okay, but basically, I like late night showings of films like that. Like when you know me, I like darkness. I like when with a good film, I need it to be dark everywhere. I don't know why.
Let's go next Friday then. Let's work to that.
Okay. I'll be honest, I'm giving it large. I have to check with the missus. But yes, okay. Right. But so let me just check that out. But if it's clear, I'm there. Very much so. So cool. Then enjoy the week ahead. Oh, and can I just get in advance? This Sunday, it's my dad's birthday. So happy birthday, Pops.
Hey,
have a great one.
Have a good one.
I'm sure we're going to have a lovely meal on Saturday. There you go. We're having a dinner Saturday. Can't do Sunday meals. Got to get the kids in bed for school, all that.
Early to bed.
Yeah. So Saturday night dinner for him. So anything you want to big up over the weekend? Kedge, who is Spurs playing?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm off to Edinburgh.
Oh wow, he's on a stubborn one. He'll be back in a couple of days. Satch, plans for the weekend?
No, I'll be back. I'll be back for next week Tuesday. So I'll be back on the podcast at your house, Tommy, in the flesh.
Lovely. Well,
with
have a safe.
My ketchup holders.
Well, no, actually, I don't think.
Please.
I'll be honest with you. I've already calculated it. I don't think I'll have petrol to get to Tommy's house on Tuesday.
Where can you get to?
No, it'll be fine. Kedge, it'll be sorted by then, bro.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look. I don't think so.
It'll be sorted by then.
Okay.
Tune in next week for the latest on the petrol crisis.
Okay, we'll get you a little update. Have a good week, everyone. Catch you later.
Later, boys.